I'm gonna tell y'all a crazy story. So, 3 or 4 years ago, I bought a 12-unit apartment complex that was in really, really bad shape. Bought it from a wholesaler for around $300,000, and it needed foundation work and all kinds of stuff done to it. I put a little less than $200,000 into it and got it rented out at market rents, and now I'm selling it. So I have around $500,000 in the property, and it's selling for $1.1 million. A couple weeks ago, we get almost closing day, and the title company calls and says, Heather, there's a $950,000 lien on the property. The $950,000 lien was from 2 owners ago. Has nothing to do with me. Luckily, I bought title insurance, but then I got to thinking, I don't actually even know what title insurance does. We pushed it out, and the buyers have lost one of their rate locks, and they're getting really frustrated, obviously, and they've said that tomorrow is the final day that we're willing to do this. It absolutely has to be done tomorrow or we're backing out. I've got my attorneys involved, all kinds of stuff is happening, and they still say we're closing tomorrow. So stay tuned and see if we actually get closed or we end up suing some people. So my closing for tomorrow has officially fallen apart. They can't come to an agreement with the previous lien holder, and the seller is backing out. I'll have to go through a lawsuit for the claim against the title company and the title insurance and all the things that involved in that I don't even know the details to yet. My attorneys are starting on it. But I want to tell you another story. So about 5, almost 6 years ago, I decided I wanted to sell that original RV park that I bought. And I put it on the market. I was pregnant with my 3rd child, and I was a little bit overwhelmed, and I thought the best thing was to sell it. So I go through the process of selling and find a buyer, and I'm selling it for $5 million. We go through 90 days of due diligence and closing, which is hellacious if you drag you through the mud during that process. And so the week of closing, the seller backs out, and we couldn't come to an agreement with what he was wanting. And at the time, I was so upset. I was like, oh my gosh, I planned my whole life around selling. What am I going to do now? And I thought it was the worst thing that could have possibly happened. And 1 week after that, I found out that my ex-husband was having an affair. So this is what would have happened. If I would have sold that property, I would have put millions of dollars in our joint account while I was trying to figure out what to do with it. And then we would have gone through divorce because I found out he's having an affair, and I would have had to have given him half of that money. So in reality, not selling was a blessing in disguise because of that. And I have now made $10 million additional dollars on that same property. He knows more than we do. So for some reason, I'm not meant to sell that property tomorrow, and God has another plan for it. So we'll see what happens.